Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's time for some breaking news. Looks like PlayStation 5 Slim has been just confirmed. But before I look into it, I would like to ask you to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you like content like this, and don't forget to share this video on social media. That always helps a ton. And you know what they say, sharing is caring, so give it a share. Okay guys, so PlayStation 5 Slim confirmed. Well, semi-officially, because the funny thing is that Microsoft confirmed it, not Sony. But it's all has to do with FTC court case and all these documents that leaked, and looks like in one of the documents Microsoft did say that they know that Sony is planning to release PlayStation 5 Slim this year. Can you believe it? Now, this is not the first time we actually hearing about it, and before I actually talk about it, let's check this GameRant.com article. I'm not going to be reading all of it. We'll just look at this piece of information over here. So this is basically part of the documentation for the court case. And you know, I'm not going to go through all of this really. They basically talk about, you know, the high-end console market and that kind of stuff, and the prices and everything. But what's interesting at the very bottom of it, it says PlayStation likewise sells a less expensive digital edition for $399. Obviously, they're talking about PlayStation 5 digital edition, and is expected to release a PlayStation 5 Slim later this year at the same reduced price point. Okay, so this is major news for a number of reasons. This is not the first time we are hearing about PlayStation 5 Slim. And even though it may not come as a huge surprise, hey, PlayStation 5 Slim, I mean, you know, what kind of big news it is. You know, I guess some people did expected it, right? I mean, just like last year, not last year, last generation and generations before, because PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 generations actually we saw like 2 or 3 Slim models. Like there was PlayStation 3 Slim and there was PlayStation 3 Super Slim. Same with Xbox 360. There was Xbox 360, then there was Xbox 360 Slim, and I think then Super Slim 2. There was like 3 versions. So it's not really a huge deal, but it is really, and let me get into that. So even though Slim is not really that surprising, the fact that Tom Henderson, as really the only one in the, you know, gaming media industry, was talking about it, kind of gives him a lot of. We should give this man a big credit, because he was right about many things like Battlefield stuff and PlayStation stuff right in the past. And he made a lot of claims about Battlefield that you know, actually were true. Then we heard about, you know, Tom Henderson talking about that PlayStation handheld. He spoke about this handheld last year, and obviously PlayStation did announce it a couple of weeks ago, months ago now. So we know that it's coming. And Tom Henderson was also talking about the fact that PlayStation is working on a PlayStation 5 Slim. You know, he did mention that there's going to be some other different versions with detachable, or maybe one version, but there's going to be a detachable drive to it. So, I mean, I guess that part still needs to be confirmed by Sony. But it looks like, going by this information by Microsoft, that's official document, right? I mean, they cannot lie in documents provided to a federal judge. So we're talking about like semi-official information, and obviously they say here that it's expected. It's not like confirmed, right? So who knows? It may be later this year, maybe earlier next year, but you know, it's going to be soon, right? And Tom Henderson, not only he confirmed the existence of PlayStation 5 Slim, he also confirmed confirmed. He spoke about the fact that PlayStation 5 Slim is planned for late this year. So I don't know what Sony is waiting for. Maybe they are planning some sort of reveal, I guess closer to holiday season. They want to sell all the PlayStation 5 consoles right now, I guess, that they've got in store, because some people would just wait, I guess. So I guess they don't really want that. So I would not be surprised if we got some announcement in August or September about PlayStation 5 Slim. So he was right about that. But the thing is that he was right about PlayStation handheld. He was right about PlayStation earbuds, right? Hey, I got that right. Thanks for all the comments in my previous video about earbuds. I got that wrong. I couldn't figure out the proper name for it. So he was right about PlayStation earbuds. They announced it during the PlayStation showcase last month. Was it last month? No, that was actually May. That's like 2 months ago, almost. Anyway, time flies, I know. So he was right about that. I'm just focusing on the hardware things, PlayStation hardware things, because he got a lot of stuff right about the software too. And also, in many of his articles, he spoke about PlayStation 5 Pro. So then now the question is, if he was right about PlayStation handheld, streaming handheld, he was actually quite adamant about what this handheld is going to be about. So when he leaked the handheld thing for the very first time, he was talking about the streaming thing, right? So he was right about that. He was right about the PlayStation earbuds. Now seems like he's right about PlayStation 5 Slim, because Microsoft just confirmed that in the official documentation. So the question is, will he be right about PlayStation 5 Pro? Maybe he really knows something. Maybe he's got some good sources. So just to remind you, according to Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming, PlayStation 5 Pro is being currently developed. They are planning to release. Things may change. Timelines may change. Dates. They are planning to release PlayStation 5 Pro late next year. So, probably as always, October, November time, right? So, like I said, plans may change and that kind of stuff. But it's actually interesting because this information is actually kind of really playing in Tom Henderson's favor, right? Looks like this guy has very good sources when it comes to PlayStation. By the way, he was asked if he knows anything about Xbox Series Pro or whatever, right? Now, he was quite clear about the fact that he's got very good sources about PlayStation stuff, but not almost hardly any sources on Xbox stuff. So whenever he spoke about Xbox, it was more like some vague rumors and that kind of stuff. So he actually he does believe that if PlayStation does the Pro console, Xbox will follow. It would make sense. And hey, guys, if they know stuff like that, they may be aware about PlayStation 5 Pro too. So if that's the case, I would imagine that they've got some plans how to tackle it too, because it would not really look good on Xbox for not delivering Pro version of the console if PlayStation did that. If they did that, right? We don't know if that's really going to happen. We're still kind of floating around this information, but we're still talking about rumors. But the fact alone that Tom Henderson was actually right about so many PlayStation hardware things just makes people think. And I know that a lot of people doubt that these Pro consoles are going to be a thing, and even I was in doubt. at some point, because if you really think about things like, you know, technology available, I mean, PlayStation 5 Pro may be pretty expensive. I made a video about it because, like, we're looking at it from like production process perspective. There's 5 nanometers available. I mean, PlayStation 5 currently, the latest consoles are based on the chips are produced in 6 nanometers technology. Then there's 5 nanometers technology, which provides like additional, I guess, 20% savings. And there's 3 nanometers technology, which should be available for console manufacturers next year too. I mean, 3 nanometers is being used already, but you know, it's pretty expensive, so I guess they would wait. But you know, the fact that even 3 nanometers is probably going to be, we're probably talking about like 30% more power, or you know, basically less heat and less and power and more efficiency, right? So less energy consumption, right? So we're talking about, like, you know, keeping the chip at the same size as PlayStation 5s. We're probably talking about, like, you know, 50% increase in performance. That's not a lot. That's not enough, in my opinion. You know, they would have to double it. So they would have to make that chip bigger, in my opinion. So we probably looking at, you know, PlayStation 5 Pro being more expensive than, you know, standard $500, because if you think about, I mean, PlayStation 5 current one is $550 anyway, Xbox Series X too. So, you know, they would have to be probably $650, $700 in my opinion. But I don't know, you know, but because it's not only about the chip itself, they would have to equip this console with probably, you know, improved, memory system. Not sure about the drive, because I mean the SSD can stay the same, I guess. So yeah, I mean, but probably more RAM, you know, that would probably be necessary, at least a little bit. So, you know, it's exciting because, like, you know, I was really hoping for these pro versions of consoles. And you know what? Even if PlayStation was to be the only one to provide it, I would still be excited, because, like, you know, like some games are just not really, and like really future proper next gen games will be even more demanding. So having these pro versions of consoles would be greatly appreciated by many, that's for sure. But we'll see. So anyway, guys, very exciting news indeed. Yeah, looking forward for more leaks like that. You know, how about a leak about PlayStation 5 Pro? You know, I wonder if they actually discussed it. I mean, they did discuss the kind of potential dates for next generation of consoles, like 2028, 2029. So I wonder if, like, I mean, listen, the longer this whole process, the Activision acquisition lasts, like, the more information we get, like, but in that court case, it is very revealing when it comes to a lot of news and information. So anyway, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you happen to like that kind of videos and you haven't subscribed already. Share this video on social media, that always helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care.